share with you the most recent build because it's the newest vehicle I've ever worked on. As you can see, I work on old things. This is the 1958 London double-decker bus, 76 years old. But this is the newest one that I've ever done. So here it is, the most recent back-road purpose bus, van, conversion that I've done. And I want to share with you guys. So here we go. So let's start off with the basics. It's a brand new 2024 Mercedes Sprinter van. It's the 170 extended, so it's 15 inches longer. So it's the longest Mercedes Sprinter van you can actually get. I didn't know they made vans this big. So I'm used to working on bus roofs, which are actually a lot larger than van roofs, and I didn't realize that, but it is like a 1.5 foot difference for space. So I really had to be strategic on how I put things up here. So we have a single 365 watt solar panel. We've got the pneumatic cooling, 12 volt AC unit. And then, because I had this awkward amount of space available, I was like, let's actually utilize this thing the way I would in a bus. So we added some decking to the top of here, some composite board Trek decks, and this way, like, if he decides he ever wants to come on a roof and enjoy it, because he has the ladders to be able to do that, he actually has a spot to sit comfortably. So with that said, everything is mounted on the front runner roof rack. They're actually the only manufacturer, to my understanding, that makes an option for the extended 170, because this thing is super long, like super duper long. My wife got me this coffee cup, like the Ember electric heating one. I thought it was kind of like a gimmicky thing, but this thing is coming in clutch right now because it's been sitting for like an hour and it's still warm. So thanks, darling. Because this thing is a work vehicle, clients are gonna be coming in and out of this thing. We wanted to go ahead and add another additional step for everybody to be able to get in and out easier. So this thing is 24, so like brand new. It's got like 540 miles on it. So of course, with that said, you'd expect it to have a power door, right? Alright, so this thing is designed to be a mobile wardrobe. So with that said, we need closet rod space everywhere we can possibly get. So we've got 35 inches between each one. These racks are modular. You can actually piece them together. I got it from Lowe's. It's by a company called Steel Tech. We have a lot of storage for clothes. Couldn't even imagine how many clothes you can put in here. Probably my wife's entire collection, but I don't know, that's so questionable. So additionally, behind these walls, we have 110 volt outlets. We've also got 12 volt outlets, and we also have 2 inches of spray foam. I think his current van has like 297,000 miles, so he drives a lot. So this thing should be super, super quiet. So everything we make for the client. So like, it's all custom. It's custom dimensions for what they need in their space. We had to make this. He wanted this to be 20 inches deep, 24 inches long, and he wanted it 48 inches tall. And he wanted it 48 inches tall because he's a tall guy. And he wanted to be able to use his laptop up here and work rather than being all crouched down. So we built that, and I was like, man, you've got this brand new vehicle. You've got these cool factory swivel seats that you had ordered and installed. What if we get our 15-inch MacBook Pro, sit in our nice comfortable chair, and then pop up this, so now we have a mobile office. He's got a passenger seat that swivels, so his client can sit right there. And now he can sit in here for hours on end doing whatever he needs to do in the comfort of his own space. And we also added a 110 outlet here. We also have a USB and USB-C outlet right here as well. I think he's gonna be excited. He didn't ask for this, but I just like throwing these little things in here for him. That's a cool truck. Slight delay because I share like this big like commercial building with a bunch of other businesses, and one of the new tenants is an ice cream shop. It's a little family-owned ice cream shop, like 200 feet from me. Like, super stoked. It's called Wandering Cone here in Wilmington. Wandering Cone Creamery. Check them out. So his current van is very basic. Here's the pictures of his current van. It's just carpet with poles, and he ended up getting a dresser, like bolted it in. So it is a little bit bigger than what he has currently, but I did need a place to put his EcoFlow Delta Max 2. This is wired to the solar panel on the board and also to the outlets on the outside of the bus. This is a really nice unit. It's plug and play. Like, he can take this thing out and use it whenever he needs to on something else. You can control it with an app on your phone. And I actually just found out that, let's say solar is not enough. Like, it has a solar watt charging capacity of 400 watts. That panel is rated at 365 watts. So he can actually add a DC to DC charger, use his factory alternator to then charge this thing, and it'll charge it at 400 watts max. He might only use it for a steam cleaner, an iron, I think he's got a little mini fridge that he wants to add in at some point. So like, that's not gonna be an issue for this little unit, especially when the sun's hitting it. Like, it's gonna stay charged all the time. Slight disclaimer, I did add a pneumatic cooling 12 volt X2 system, but the control modular that they sent is bad. So I had to have a conversation with the client. And he's cool about it. I mean, it's simple, it's just these two little plugs. One little additional detail is this thing came with just blanks back here. So I replaced those and got some Van Essential little pockets so he can put whatever he needs to up here. That could be a phone or paperwork. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie, it's still a really just fancy closet. It doesn't need to be, but that's what he wanted. He can drive this thing around, and he undoubtedly has probably the nicest van in his community because nobody's done this. Nobody's added shiplaps and spray foam and cedar ceiling into a van just for them to sell clothes out of. And he can represent himself and represent different brands in a whole new manner. It's all about recognition. Like, I try to keep my shop all clean and organized. Ignore the mess right now because I've been trying to get this finished. But it's because if you do that and you represent yourself well, then people see that you have respect in what you're doing and character in what you're doing. That's how I think about all this stuff. My cars are almost always clean because I want to represent myself in an organized manner because I am pretty organized, I am pretty clean. And when I do that for my own stuff, I'm definitely gonna do it for the person paying me. But this thing is super nice. I'm super proud of me and my team, and I'm excited to see what Dave thinks about it in about an hour and a half when I pick him up from the airport. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you could. Wait a second, that makes no sense. Dislike it if you didn't like it, and if you could subscribe, I'd really, really appreciate it. And if you guys also want to build, shoot me a message. I have my email on the list below. I've got a few openings coming up, so yeah, shoot me a message and we'll see what we can do for you. It's not just buses, it's not just shuttle buses, but clearly it's vans. So, yeah.